Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? You what? God designed, God designed.
Welcome to the Boerboel Show. My first time going live on IG. Welcome to the Boerboel Show, y'all. With the Boerboel King, you live, and we going in. It's gonna be a real exciting episode today. I hope everybody is ready. We turning way up. We ain't pulling no punches in. We ain't backing up off of nothing. We coming at them live and direct from the belly of the beast. Thank you for joining me. I'm the host, Jordan Pittman with Exotic Boerboels, also known as the Boerboel King, aka the Dog Man, the Boerboel fanatic. I'm nuts and crazy about these dogs. The only way I feel like you're supposed to be if you're going to be a breeder, wake up, eat, sleep, drink, dream, Boerboels day and night, night and day. That's what we do around here. So today, we're going to be discussing NABBA, the Boerboel system, the appraisal system. What do these scores mean, Boerboel buds? When you look at a breeder website, these scores that they are advertising, when you see that, let's go into deep and just dissect what it really means. Where does it come from? This is going to be a real interesting episode where we will learn a lot about the inner workings of the breed, and I will share with you what I have learned from the last 17 years, 18 years of being involved with this breed. And as always, we trying to push the breed forward because we feel that it is one of the best in the world dog breeds that you can own. One of the best dogs that money can buy. One of the best friends that you could have. There is no other like the Boerboel, and that's why they're so fought after, so fought over, because this is a really special breed. And because of that, I feel that we need to do everything in our power as a body in order to push the breed forward. And so let's start off with this origination of the Boerboel appraisal system, the way that these scores came about. And we're going to dive into the original SABT, and it was when it was forming the formation of this breed, because we always start with the root. We want to get to the bottom of something. You start at the very beginning. So when they formatted the Boerboel breed and established it as a breed in 1983 in South Africa, they were worried about the dogs being exported overseas and then being bred and then populating the breed with domestic dogs, no longer importing the dogs. And so how do we certify or control the breed, the direction and the shape of the formation of this newly established breed? We don't want to sell our goose that lays the golden eggs. We would like to keep it controlled. And this system of the appraisal system was really a novel invention, and it's one very similar to other working dog organizations where you have to quantify a dog's breeding value prior to it being bred. So this system is developed in order to measure a dog's quote unquote breeding value. And we're going to try to assess this breeding value, and then we're going to give the dog a score based on that. And it seems like something that's really good, right? It's got a whole lot. It has a whole lot of benefits. Now we're going to be able to weigh, balance, and measure the best of the best and produce the best of the best dogs. Now, the SABT failed to serve the American people long story short, and we didn't have access to scoring systems. In order for your dog to be able to be bred, your dog would have to have been evaluated by a South African representative, and they would come over and they would do a visit or a tour of the different locations where they would have a populations of Boerboels. And they didn't come around often enough. People were having puppies. They weren't serving this problem. So they birthed in a US born organization, NABBA. NABBA was birthed in 2013. It really got active in around 2015. And I watched this happen repeatedly. The breed is just a fractured breed, right? Where you have different bodies trying to govern the control of the breed and the shape and the direction of the breed. And if that was happening with the best interest of the breed, then it would be a great and a benefit thing. And it has brought us this far, but it is fundamentally flawed. People are not happy. People are not happy. The breeders, first off, let me say this, NABBA, we want to thank you for bringing us this far. You have done a good job with what you have done. You have exhausted your capabilities, and you have gotten us to where we have Boerboels populating the country. But we got some concerns. The system is flawed. If you go over to the Boerboel website, the NABBA website, and you take a visit and take a look, it hasn't been updated in the last 5 years. I try to go and really comb through the website because I have a slight interest from my Boerboel family that we would like to be involved. We would like to participate and bring our dogs out and really stack them up against the rest of the community. And I'm all for that. And I think that that is one of the biggest benefits of the organization. It brings the Boerboels together, and it gives us all a chance to network, let our dogs see each other. It's one thing to see the dogs on videos and pictures, but it's always a pleasure and a treat to see the dogs in the flesh. And the idea is good, the premise. So I want to start like with the positives. It brings people together, it brings dogs together, and it gives us a chance to share our experiences with the breed, and we can network and really just share our enthusiasm. Beyond that, there's a lot of room for improvement. The breed has been surging in popularity since it has been accepted by the AKC for recognition in 2015, and have been on a national platform. And because the breed is very popular, they have sparked quite a bit of interest. So that as it should. And it's a really big opportunity for everyone that is involved with Boerboel the breed, owners, enthusiasts, people that own the dogs, people that have puppies, people that are breeders, people that are beginning to learn about the dogs. There's a huge upside to what can be accomplished with this breed and what they have to offer society in general. And with that understood, we want to go into this. Let's dive into this NABBA organization. So we're going to pull up the NABBA website, and let's just take a look at the NABBA website, and we're going to dive in deep and really see what this is all about, what we get for our membership, what are the benefits, what are the pros, what are the cons, and really analyze what we have to gain, what we have to lose. And I think that this is going to be very interesting for those that have been involved with the breed, and those that are new to the breed, and people that are interested in this breed, because I think that it can be a little bit misleading. So let me help you understand better what we are working with in the African Boerboel community. I've been talking to quite a few people. I've been talking to a lot of people. You know, I'm involved with people all over the country, and we just feel that we're being underserved. And I would like to help us further take this breed into new heights and new directions. So give me one moment. Let me bring up my web browser, and we're gonna browse a few sites. Okay. Um, hold on one moment. Okay, well, hold on one moment. We live on YouTube, y'all, where you can get the full experience. If you want to see what's really going on, pop in with us on YouTube, and or Facebook. You can see everything that we have going on. You can see the full experience. And so let's go start with the NABBA website. We just browse through. So first thing you see is you got a bunch of people here, and they're speaking on the appraisal. What is NABBA about? What is about NABBA? NABBA, created February 2013, to provide a service for members and to assist anyone interested in a Boerboel breed, whether a Boerboel breeder, owner, or enthusiast. The purpose of NABBA is to provide members quality and prompt services, provide education to those interested in the Boerboel, promote leadership culture for preservation of breed characteristics and improvement of genetic value of the Boerboels in North America. NABBA will compile, maintain, and issue precise records of pedigrees, maintain the comprehensive breed standard, be a forum for exchange of knowledge, provide activities for social and educational purposes, promote and provide Boerboel shows, promote and provide appraisal shows, breeders courses, appraiser courses, and educational seminars. Member rights and obligations: attend special and general meetings, vote at all meetings, receive all reports and publications published, apply for recording or registration of Boerboel, participate in any function and event. Now, I would like to ask any more NABBA members that are in the house tonight, that are watching along with us, how do you feel about this right now in terms of what NABBA says that they provide, that they will provide? I don't see anything. Let me see if we can find the rules and regulations for joining and what is required for membership. So, okay, let's go to the next page. About the Boerboel. We got the Boerboel breed standard, and they're going to go into not too much extensive, basically describes the Boerboel appearance, doesn't give any exact measurements, doesn't really tell us. Well, here we got height 26, ideal heights. Okay, so we got a pretty loosely defined breed standard. And what I mean by loosely defined, let's just take a look at the SAB's breed standard. In comparison, and you'll see that it's much more extensive. Okay, here's another United Kennel Club breed standard. And you see that it's much more involved. It goes into the gate, disqualifications, eliminating faults. This is not the governing body of the breed. However, that's just the breed standard. Let's go to the AKC, the general appearance. And we got a pretty comparable breed standard for the American Kennel Club. More detailed definitions. So let's get back to our subject at hand. Member services. Okay. Application, fee schedule. Let's see what the application requirements for the application. Name, address, phone number, email, and $90. So we're looking at $100 if we'd like to join the NABBA. And then this is going to give us the ability to participate in, let's see what we get for our membership. Okay, so for our membership, we get what do we get for our membership? Board members. Okay, this is good information right here. Board members and representatives. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's get back to the subject at hand. I contacted, let's see, it's beyond business hours, but I called every single number on this list. Wasn't able to get in touch with anybody. So I had these questions. I would like somebody to answer some of these questions for me, and I don't know who to contact. I've contacted. So if anybody that's a NABBA member, if you could get someone in touch that could answer these questions, then we would like to bring them on the show and let's have this discussion, because we got a lot of people that members that are concerned about the direction of the breed and the governance of the breed. And we would like to know what we're going to get for our money. Well, have anybody, here we go, member rights. We get a tip to attend special and general meetings. So I went and looked to see about when were these general meetings, if there were any ever going to be published or had any ever be published. When did I miss opportunity to vote at meetings, receive all reports, other publications? I haven't seen anything published other than the appraisal results. So NABBA, we can pretty much come to the conclusion that it's centered around appraisals. And these appraisals is the product that NABBA delivers to the public. This is what we purchasing from NABBA. And they're going to evaluate the dog and give it a score. And this data that we gather from this score is a tool for the breeder in order to be able to use that to better your breeding program and ability to improve your breeding stock next generation. So they have this system that's involved. So this is when because we become a member, it allows us to become a participate. But I never see any results from these meetings, reports, publications. I haven't seen or heard of anything being published. So I went and looked to see what more could I find. And I visited the NABBA Facebook link that they have here at the bottom. It takes us to the NABBA Facebook page. We got one of the board members, David Malcolm, is advertising puppies of litter. And then we got more information. That's the latest post from 2022, letting everybody know. David Malcolm wants to let everybody know he just had a litter. And we would also like to see is there any other breeders? No other breeders published here, but we got 2017 appraisal information, outdated information. We need the updated information. So what I was able to find was results of the appraisals we had, and I think that this is some good information because it was 200 and average about 200 dogs being appraised per year, dating back to 2017. So we got 1,000 dogs appraised since 2017, roughly in the last 5 years, approximately 200 to 300 dogs per year at $150 per dog. We're talking about 35. Let's see, let me do the math on that. 200 times 150. That's 30,000. That's just with my mental math. Correct me if I'm wrong, Boerboel family. So we got at 5 years, 30,000. We got $150,000 in income. Talking about 500 roughly members. We talking about $250,000 in membership dues. So we're looking at 5 years, $400,000 collected in membership dues. What are we getting for this $400,000 that we spent as a NABBA, as the Boerboel community? What did we get in return for that? I don't see. If you go and visit other breed associations and organizations, you have licensed kennels, people that pay to have their kennel listed on there. Their website is not up to date, but they do have this appraisal information. So let's take what we can from that. We got a list of the different board members. We'll take what we can from that, and then we'll analyze some of these appraisals. You got to be able to dig. You got to know this because, like I said, on the surface, everything seems just and fair. But let me tell you something. We got some real concerns. Is it truly just and fair? If y'all would like for me to bring my exotic Boerboel family in, we're going to have to make some changes. If you would like for me to bring the exotic Boerboel stock book and help the NABBA further the agenda, it has to be about the dogs. We can't make it be about the people getting paid. And it seems to me that it's nothing more than that, because I don't see anything to help me as a breeder produce better puppies in the next generation. What I did notice was that I thought was interesting was they had the DNA tests. So that was required. I scrolled down deep into the posts, and once they made some policy changes, they started requiring the DNA test. So I said, okay, that's pretty cool, right? We get these DNA tests, and now, but I would like to ask NABBA, what DNA tests are y'all? What are y'all testing? Because when I went to look at the bio where you go and submit your results, they're doing nothing but parentage testing. So there is no real DNA testing other than for the validity of the parents. But we're not talking about breed purity testing. We're not talking about, or tell me, I mean, this is a question that I have from what I can gather, and correct me if I'm wrong. What I see is nothing more than a parentage test, and then it's down here. I'll scroll down to it, and they tell you where you have to go. And I investigated because we all know how reliable are our dog DNA tests. I don't know, Boerboel family, are you familiar with this? But studies revealed that DNA tests for dogs really are nothing more, are not as accurate as they are reported. And so I would like to know, because we charge an additional $25 per dog and it's mandated as a requirement, what DNA tests are y'all administering, and why aren't the results being published on the NABBA website? The results, because y'all collect the fees, why isn't the results of the DNA analysis published? Because this is information that's supposed to be a tool for a breeder. I mean, the NABBA website is an upgrade from the old website, but it's still a far cry from where it should be at 2023. And it's not like this is well, here we go again, the organization. So none of these numbers work. And when I dig deep and I talk to more people, they got the secretary acting as the president, sole decision maker, acting as the appraiser, acting as the CEO, chief executive officer, and website developer, Facebook administrator, everything. I have not seen or heard of involvement of the other members at all. So I really question the legitimacy of this organization. And I would like to have these questions answered. It's not just me. I speak for many people, members and non-members alike, and we would like to have our concerns addressed. Many people are hesitant to speak up for fear of repercussions that the kennels, that the hard work that they have put in with their dogs will be somehow frowned upon, or it will put a cloud over everything that they have done, the hard work, and they don't want this. So I'm here to represent for them. I'm here to speak for them. And we're not gonna let up until we get our concerns addressed, because we feel like we're being took, we feel like we're being hacked, we feel like we're being mistreated. We feel like that a lot of people are unhappy and not clear as to what is going on with this appraisal system. And we would like to further this. This is our agenda, is purely in best interest of the Boerboel breed. If you have these dogs, you really will understand how much value that they can add to one's life. So when we start talking about this appraisal system, it leads you to believe it's misleading, because it indicates that they are going to give your dog an assessment that you can use it to declare a value. And it's misleading, because the truth of the matter is, it's one person's eyeball about what do they feel is correct. At the very minimum, no other, we don't run any other system like this, where one person is the sole decision maker. That is not a true organization. What days are the votes, ladies and gentlemen, NABBA members? When do they have votes? What are the issues that they are voting on? I'd like to know the operating costs. What is the operating cost? Why don't we have people taking pictures at the appraisals? Why aren't the dogs being documented, photographed, measured, and why don't we have real data that we can come to conclusions that we can use when we're considering breeding the next generation of dogs? If the appraisal was supposed to assess the dog's strengths and weaknesses, wouldn't it be nice to have this information to consider when we're weighing potential breeding dogs. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do about this, because we're not just going to accept anything. And you're not slick with what you're trying to do. And unless things change, we're going to have to change them ourselves. But before we go that far, we want to give you a chance to answer. You can join in live. You can schedule a visit. I sent out emails. I've made phone calls with no response. And I wonder, for a legitimate organization, that is just very strange. We called during business hours, no answer. I submitted application for a membership, no response. And before we commit to giving more thousands and thousands of dollars in appraisal fees and membership fees, we want our questions answered. We want the best for the Boerboel breed. And we're not getting that. We're getting other breeds, dog shows put our breeds, they're involved with the public. They're engaging with the consumer. They are bringing new eyes and audiences to the bully breed, to whatever breeds that I say the bully breed, because the bully breed has had great success since its inception in 2004. And it started with a vision. And we have real dogs that can do way more than a bully, offer way more value, and nothing taken away from the bully. You know, I'm have biased because I'm a Boerboel breeder. But the truth is, these dogs have a huge, tremendous upside, and we want to do all that we can for them. So if anybody have anything to say, I'll hear that now. And if you got a breeders or somebody if you can get somebody in touch with us, please, I would like to hear from someone that has something to say. And let's air this out, and let's make this a community discussion, because we can do this and have great success for our breed. So if you know, y'all know the different groups. If you live on Facebook with us, share this to the different groups, and let's see what somebody else has to say. If anything that I've said is not true, let's hear the opposite side of the story. Let's hear what the other members have to say. Okay, so Michael Anderson has a question. If the parents are registered in association, doesn't that mean that the puppies are? What are the scores about? I am new to the breed, and that's why we're here to help. So you can go back to the beginning, but I'll rehash it. I'll try to rehash it again. I don't know if you gained a little bit better understanding from what I explained, but I will go over it again. But the appraisal system, in order for your dog to achieve breeding worthy status, it has to be evaluated by the appraiser. Those puppies that are born from appraised parents will have registration birth certificates. So if once they reach breeding maturity, if you would like to enter those dogs, they need to be evaluated. And it's kind of a novel system. No other, well, there are several other systems like it. If you start getting into working breeds, they have hunting trials for hounds. They have Schutzhund and police dog suitability tests for Malinois and Shepherds. They have weight terrier. They have terrier trials for working terriers, and so there are systems of checks and balances that allow for people to quantify breeding capabilities. Let me see. Where should you get your first Boerboel from? You have to really thank you, family. So yeah, it was all of this. I would like to have this conversation. It's really because it's not for me. Remember, I'm always representing for a group of people. And Exotic Boerboel family, we want to put our dogs out there with the rest of the Boerboels, and we would like to politic and network with the rest of the Boerboel breeders. And we feel that it's not right for the rules to just be made up on the fly. If it ain't just, then it don't apply. Somebody changing the rules or making them up as they go that just doesn't work for me, and that doesn't work for my Boerboel family. And we want these questions answered. So if anybody knows some NABBA members that want to join the conversation or got something to say or want to refute any of this data that I have shared, because here it is clearly on the website since 2017. You see that it hasn't been updated. The information is all stale. We can peel through this even more, and I mean, it's just underserving the community. It's got plenty of information about how to pay and collect dues, but what do we get for these dues? What are we getting for our money? How does the NABBA, what is the NABBA doing to engage the consumer? What is NABBA doing to educate the public? I look on this appraisal tour, which is the product that the NABBA organization is pushing, is appraisals memberships, because this is how they collect their fees. We see appraisal tours being minimum 10 dogs, so they're looking for a minimum of $1,500 to get there, and let's say a minimum of 10 times 150 is what, 1,500. So that's you got to have a minimum 1,500, and then 110 memberships. Maybe not 10 memberships, but that's another 100. So you're talking about minimum 2,000 a hit, and nothing else since 2018. We're talking about going on 5 years now. Fee schedule, litter announcement, stud certificate, news, and nothing new going on. Okay, so here we go. More information about appraisal tours and updates. So this hasn't been updated since 2020. Photo gallery doesn't work. Show results. I have never heard of a NABBA show. We've been being misled since 2013. NABBA, you haven't done what you said you was going to do. Where are these Boerboel shows? Where the grand champions at? Where's the Boerboel champions? When are you going to crown the Boerboel champion? We won a Boerboel champion. We won a Boerboel championship, Boerboel Grand Championship. All of the best Boerboels from all of the different states and locations. We're gonna put it together. If you don't, we will. And that's just as simple as that. It's not, it's really unfortunate that our greatest potential is limited by your capabilities as an individual. You're supposed to be representing the entire organization. And beyond just the people, we're talking about thousands of dogs. And we can do so much for them. We can do so much for the dogs. We can do so much for the members. We can do so much for society. And we can't just do the bare minimum, I'm not going to accept the bare minimum. And so I'm going to reach out to NABBA again for the 15th time. And let's see if they get back with us. I'll let you know, because I'm not going to let up. We're going to get some answers. And I'm not going to be sugarcoating or hiding none of the data or the results. I'm going to come back and share this with you. What's going on, NABBA? This is Jordan Pittman again, curious about the status of my membership. Haven't heard back from them. It's been a couple of days. We'll see. But it really is adorables. Listen, if you will, you got to jump over and check us out on YouTube, family, because I don't know how to do both at the same time. So we sent the message out, and it's coming. So this is just we giving them a chance before we start our own. It's actually already, but we would like to. We don't want to exclude NABBA members. We don't want to exclude SAPs. We really want everybody to join and up under one umbrella and really push this thing and put all the dogs in the separated and set it up like the AFC and the NFC and come together as the NFL, the AFL and the NFL, and come together and really put down some major dog shows, some major Boerboel shows, and let people see what you're really working with. And then we can quit all of this exaggeration in the capping, because a lot of people are just flat out lying. And I mean, I don't even want to get into what's going on with that because that really is neither here nor there. But I would like to let it be all the dogs at one time, where everybody can put their dogs out there, and let's really get to the cream of this breed. Because right now, what we're doing is just we sugarcoating it, and we not, and it does no good for us as a group. I don't know. Did I miss anything here? Exactly, Jan. Exactly. Someone set up a sweet storefront organization. You called it right on the head. It didn't take you 44 minutes to call it up to figure out what's going on. Sadly, it seems as a money grab, and you're not the only one that is feeling this way. And it's a tragedy. We can't let it continue. Things got to change. We demand a vote. The membership demands a vote. You You promised us a vote. You said this is what NABBA, this is what your organization. You said, yeah, we ain't gonna exclude no dogs. Yeah, for sure. The United Boerboel Club family, look it up. We're gonna start accepting. We're looking for people that's helping us to help organize it. We're looking for to build up some chapters. But before we do that, let's just make sure that we done exhausted all lines of communication, and and that way we can get everybody on the same accord, right? Let's start with conversation, and let's make it on a public. Let's do it in public, all right? And but yeah, let's do that. Make it a show and agility. But let's see how it plays out, because we could really. This dog is capable of so many different things. For sure, it's already association. For sure, Jan. And now, there you have it. If any, we'll take a couple questions. I'm gonna get back with y'all with the results. I'm not gonna let up. Y'all talk to those people that y'all need to talk to, but we can do this on our own. And it's been done before. The problem is, it's so much lucrative. We always want to capitalize on opportunity and get as much money as we possibly can. This happened before. The first SABT was underserving, and they established the United States Boerboel Association. But it was only, again, one person, one man show. And sadly to say, man, the reality of the matter is we all got an expiration dates. And when John Blackwell expired, so did the United States Boerboel Association. But it was successful while he was alive, and it could have been so much more. But we have to get into the modern age of technology, and we have to use that to our advantage with this managing these dogs and these organizations and all of these databases, because a lot of these things can be automated, and it takes somebody with an innovative mindset. You have to pool your resources, and you have to use everything in your power. If you feel like the way that I feel, I'm doing everything that I can. I'm giving the Boerboel everything that I possibly can, everything that I have. I'm giving it my all because I feel like they're worth it. And the dogs never let me down. And I'm loyal to the fact that I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you as much as you're willing to give me. I'm giving it to you 110% as well. I'll give it to you to the max. We pay dues. We are all answers. Come on now, talk to them. Let's get down to the bottom of this. So much more that we can be. But I got faith in us, Boerboel community. I really do. We're going to rise to the mountain. We're going to go from the floor to the moon. That's how far. There is no ceiling. We're going through the roof to the moon. As this is the first time that I got busy on Instagram, y'all, but I'm just being hella busy with life in general, but I'm coming back better than ever, always stronger than I was yesterday. And we're gonna give y'all some real live best of the Boerboel breed has to offer. We're gonna give y'all the best that the breed has to offer. We're gonna continue to put in work. You cannot make us irrelevant. No matter how hard you try, you cannot silence our audience or voice. Right is right. Do the right thing. Boerboels should be first if you are governing body for the, if you are an organization, you should be putting the breed and the best interest of the breed first. Not to live higher on the hog. Well, I appreciate y'all, IG, for catching up with us for the first time. Well, my first time getting busy with the Instagram crowd. We all Facebook, YouTube. If y'all, hey, we love y'all. We appreciate everybody for joining. We're not gonna let up, though. We pressing this. It's more than hasn't been updated. It's just terrible. It's terrible. But we're gonna do better because we're going to put them on blast. Appreciate y'all. As always, do more. Try harder. Put some thought into it. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush. But still, always make the most out of the day. I appreciate everybody for coming out and joining. Give it your all, though. That's one for sure formula for success.
No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you got a deal run up. Whole gang, whole man, old school, young jam.
Just that quick, you altered your life and everybody else's life around you. You have a legacy. Why not be remembered for doing something positive? And that's positive energy.
Oh, man.